Hello, this is Dawn Moore at Allegiance Title Company, back with you again today. I wanted to say thank you for all the positive feedback we're getting about these video clips that we're sending out to you on a weekly basis. And this tip today is a follow-up of last week's tip about the seller's temporary residential lease. Last week I pointed out to you that the seller who becomes a tenant after closing under the seller's temporary residential lease is still obligated under the lease to maintain the systems and the equipment of the property in its condition as he would have had to provide it to the buyer if he gave possession at closing. The question then I get asked subsequent to that clarification says, but what about the residential service contract that the seller may pay for a buyer at closing? That residential service contract may cover that equipment or that system that is in need of repair. Well, there's nothing in the lease that requires the landlord, who was the buyer, to call out the residential service company to fix those items during that temporary lease. So if you want to deal with that situation, my suggestion is, under the seller's temporary residential lease, add a special provision that would say something to the fact that irrespective of the obligations of the seller, now the tenant, under paragraph 14 of the lease agreement, that if there is a system or equipment in need of repair that would otherwise be covered by a residential service contract, that the landlord, formerly the buyer, would call that residential service company out to make that repair, and the seller, now tenant, will reimburse the landlord for the service call. I hope this helps you as you deal with the seller's temporary residential leases attached to your contract, and I wish you the best of luck. When you're considering closing, please think of Allegiance Title as your resource for results. Thank you.